Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yeah.
We finally get to see him back on Dynamite, man. I love, like I talked about earlier, man, Taz back on commentary is great. Hobbs, man, his pacing, I can't say enough about good things about his pacing of this match. Even though they had a picture-in-picture, I really enjoyed it. The slow, methodical pacing. It was very well wrestled, and a great job by Hobbs in this one with being in the ring with a seasoned veteran of Christian Cage for sure. Hobbs looked strong with his clotheslines. I loved how his reversals, he's just like flipping Cage off, just flipping him off his back, very just like powerhousey and strong.
Yeah, powerhousey, man.
That's right,
yeah.
powerhousey. And then, ultimately, Cage comes back with a massive frog splash and then the kill switch for the win. So this was another fun match to watch, and good to see the true Hobbs come out. We've seen like a lot of squashes out of him. This was a nice long match that he wrestled overall. So I really enjoyed it. And it's unfortunate, like I said earlier, that Team Taz is starting to become team jobbers when they have so many guys that are such huge stars.
Yeah.
Every one of them,
crew, man. Yeah.
Every one of them has the limitless potential because they have such good in-ring work, such good storytelling ability, all of them, man. So I liked where this going. I'm all for the Cage Team Taz feud as essentially Cage's first feud in AEW. So this match was an elite, not just because of the storytelling, it's not because of the wrestling, but because of the storytelling for me and the pacing.
Yeah, and I think that you have a guy like Hobbs in the ring I can remember the first time we watched Hobbs in those baby blue trunks that he had, and how we used to have those arguments about should he join Team Taz or not, and what a babyface backstory that this guy had.
Yeah,
and
loved his babyface story.
And for him to get to this stage now, dude, I love the orange black singlet that he has. I think that it just got that that good the FTW vibe to it. But for him to be in the ring with Christian, I felt like this was an example of why Christian was a great signing for AEW,
right?
Because he's a veteran who can go, and we just got done talking about Dustin Rhodes and how excited we are to see that, and we saw Billy Gunn, a veteran who can go.
Right.
Christian is such a nice signing for AEW because it gives opportunities for matchups like this where you have a young, raw powerhouse like Hobbs who doesn't get a lot of opportunity to shine on a big stage like this. You put him in the ring with a guy like Christian, and if you're Tony Khan, that Christian is going to do everything he can to make sure that Hobbs is presented in the light that he should be. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Christian is not going to be more concerned about and that was an example. This whole match, it was dude, Hobbs got his offense in, bro. I mean, Hobbs.
Did he ever?
Hobbs was tossing Christian around, dude. When it spilled to the outside. I mean, here's a great. I loved. Thank you for pulling this up because I was just when the action was on the outside, that's where we really got to see Hobbs unleashed. And this is a great visual of just the edge and the nastiness that Hobbs was bringing. It really legitimizes Hobbs as a threat, because it's one thing to be a guy who, gets these jobber squashes that we've seen him get, who obviously, carries himself like a challenge. But when you have him go toe to toe with a legit Hall of Famer and toss him around, I really, really think that that this was a coming out party for Hobbs. So very, very impressed by that performance that they had. But I want to put some emphasis on Christian. What they're gonna do here with this guy, it's already becoming obvious. Christian is really, even though he pulled off the W tonight, this is an example where someone can lose in action but look better. And that's something that AEW needs, because there's a lot of talent on this roster, Sean. And you can only have so many guys win.
True.
And when you have matchups where a guy can lose a match but still come out looking like $1 million, that
True.
goes a long way. You can't. I know that AEW tries to shy away from like distraction finishes and roll-ups, and that's something that we like. We don't like them having these false finishes and weak decision making. But you got to have these, like the ranking system in some way, shape, or form does have to have some legitimacy to it, in the sense that there has to be the viewer needs to understand where the guy falls in the landscape of AEW. Is he a top guy? Is he an up and comer? We need to see that, and that's not always gonna happen when someone wins a match. There are gonna be times in which some of your most character defining moments come from when you lose, right? I mean, that's an example of life. So I felt like this match was a home run in that, and it was an example of like leading into our main event, why that's so important. To me,